Hi, it's Marco from Mustique, PI editor of Punchline magazine. Welcome to Punchline Talks. Today I'm at the History Festival. I'm with Anne Glenconner. Hello there.
Hello.
Fantastic to meet you. You are here at the History Festival and you've got a couple of books coming out. Can you tell us about it, please?
Absolutely, I'm just thrilled. I've never been to a history festival before, so I'm going to talk a little about my family. And also, quite a lot of people don't know I wrote two novels. One is called Murder on Mustique, and one is called Haunting at Holkham. And they're really about me and people. Mick Jagger came up to me when I went to Mustique last time and said, "I hear you, and you're I'm in your book." And I said, "Yeah, of course not." Actually, it was.
My wife was a big fan of that book, and I remember seeing the map in the middle, and we were talking about the map, thinking, is that a real map of the island?
It is a real map of the island, and also the one at Holkham is a real a map of the inside of the house and everything. So it's rather nice to talk about my novels, because of course Lady in Waiting and Whatever Next have been so popular. I mean, Lady in Waiting sold over 1 million copies, translated in 21 languages. And I didn't start till I was 87.
Wow. Can you give us the premise of Lady in Waiting? Obviously, because you looked after the Queen Elizabeth and Margaret as well.
Yes, I was a maid of honour at the coronation. I carried the Queen's train. And I also went to the King's coronation. So I'm about one of the only people still alive who went to both. Anyway, I wrote Lady in Waiting when I was 87, and it just took off. I was on Graham Norton's show, which of course was amazing because that set me off with a huge new audience. And then it was so popular that I wrote another memoir called Whatever Next.
Wow. Wow, and are you going to write another book after this?
Yes, I've got another one coming out for Christmas.
Oh, fantastic. We're giving a plug.
It's something that I did in '83, and I've redone it. It's called Picnic Papers and Feasts with Friends.
Ooh.
And I've got all sorts of people like Graham Norton, and Rupert Everett, and Giles Bramwell. All have written wonderful new picnics for me, and they've got a recipe, and then I write a little bit about everybody. And it's coming out at Christmas.
And what keeps you driving to write the books and the sort of process of doing it?
Quite frankly, you can tell your readers that it's wonderful to be 90. I've never enjoyed myself so much. I'm having a ball, and because I've always been invisible all my life. First of all, with Colin, obviously, he was such a big personality, and then being Lady Waiting to Princess Margaret, your road is walking always behind. But I took in quite a lot, and then suddenly with my book, I came up with a bang.
I mean, you must have learned an awful lot of just everything, really, being around these people. Life skills and the way you hold yourself and speaking.
I learned a lot, actually being Lady in Waiting to Princess Margaret. Also, of course, I care rarely being a maid of honour at the Queen's coronation in '53. That was extraordinary, you know, because in those days there weren't girl bands, and we were like a girl band. I mean, the press followed us, you know, whatever we were doing. I was a travelling salesman actually.
Wow.
So my mother's pottery. And another of the girls was just played the piano very well. So we all did things. And I mean, that was extraordinary. I mean, that was a day I will never forget.
And have you ever been to Gloucester before?
No.
Oh, goodness.
And of course, I think there was a coronation in Gloucester.
There was, yes, in the cathedral.
I just hope I'll have time to, I'd love to go and have a look round. So perhaps this afternoon I might be able to.
Well, it's only a stone's throw away, actually, and it is absolutely beautiful, and it's well worth a visit.
Well, I really would like to do that. I'm doing another talk tomorrow, so a picture talk, so we've got to get on, you know.
Yes.
But I'd love to, if I can, to go to Gloucester Cathedral.
So it's been a complete whirlwind then over the last couple of years.
Absolutely. I've just come back from Holland, I've been to America, they want me to go to Australia, New Zealand, but I think that might be rather too far at my age. Because my grandmother came from New Zealand, I've never been, and I would like to go. No, and letters, I get a lot of letters from Russia, actually.
Wow.
I don't know whether Mr. Putin's read my book, but I rather doubt it. But I've got a lot of fans in Russia, and Taiwan, and all the Baltic countries. You know.
Well, Anne, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. Thank you ever so much for your time.
Well, not a bit.
Thank you.
No.
And good luck with the rest of the reading.